Between then and now, there have been many other African American females that have run for a seat around this horseshoe, and it is on their shoulders that I am elected and sworn in today. I am told that Elise Allen, Martha Ross, Joyce Banks, Cartheta Welch, Gloria Castle Fitzgerald, Rita Ali, Patty Polk, and June Moore, and Janet Allen paved the way for my success.
Whereas Clyde E. Gully, Jr. has served as council member for the City of Peoria, Illinois from May 2001 to May 2013, and this year brings to an end 12 years of dedicated service by Clyde E. Gully, Jr. to the City of Peoria, during which he has given freely of his time in an unselfish effort and has demonstrated the highest ideals of public service by his dedication. And whereas Clyde E. Gully, Jr., by his many years of efficient service as council member representing the residents of Peoria, has served as a member of the Redistricting Committee, Neighborhood Development Commission, Riverfront Business District Commission, Fair Employment and Housing Commission, and the Peoria Housing Authority, among others, and has well earned the endless gratitude of the citizens of Peoria. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this City Council, on behalf of its members, the officials and employees of the City of Peoria, and the citizens of the community, do hereby express to Clyde E. Gully, Jr. sincere and profound appreciation and thanks for his years of dedicated service as a Peoria City Council member. Be it further resolved that the Honorable Clyde E. Gully, Jr. be presented this resolution, and this resolution be spread upon the permanent records of the City of Peoria, Illinois, attested to by the City Clerk. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much to the Mayor, which is our Chairman of the Board, to the City Council members, which also serve as Township Trustees, to City staff, citizens of Peoria, to the listening audience of WCBU and the media, really to everyone. I don't want to miss anyone. I say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to serve for these 12 years. I had something that I do every night when I would arrive at the City Council meetings. Many would ask the question, why does he do that? Councilman Turner and people on this side know that I would grab the pitcher of water and I would serve everyone on our side water. And that was there to remind me that I was a servant. Before we voted on one issue, before we did anything, I wanted to be focused on the reason that we were here. And I tell you, being able to serve this community has been, a great honor for me. I look at it and I thought about continuing to serve, but 12 is a good number. And we look over the things that happen within life, and when you're in high school and 12 years is enough, you want to get out of there. Different people come up with the number 12 when they're packaging eggs. They say 12 is enough, and when you have 12, then they call it 1 dozen. 12 years for me is something that's very interesting as well. We can count each year, just like every month we count the months of the year. It's 12. But then after we complete the 12 months of the year, then we call it 1 year. Well, I've had 12 years, and now I take those 12 years and call it one era or one chapter. But it's not over. Usually we continue to move on. So in closing, in conclusion, I learned so much here. The mayor taught me how to say what I need to say in 5 minutes or less. I don't know how that's going to help me in life, but maybe at our church people say he can do it in 5 minutes. I know he can. In conclusion, I think as I terminate this this era or close this chapter, I tried to think, and there's so many things about what I'm doing next, and there's so many opportunities. But the only thing that would come to my mind, I don't watch a lot of television or movies, but it's one movie that's, I think it's The Terminator, and this one guy is called, I think his name is Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that. He has one line that I think he's famous for, and I want you to, as you think about what am I going to do, or where am I going to be, or am I going to be involved in the city, or am I going to ride off into the sunset and you'll never see me again? I say no, because I steal that line from Arnold where he says, I'll be back.
Whereas Barbara Van Auken has served as council member for the city of Peoria, Illinois from May 2005 to May 2013, and this year brings an end to 8 years of dedicated service by Barbara Van Auken to the city of Peoria, during which she has given freely of her time and an unselfish effort and has demonstrated the highest ideals of public service by her dedication. And whereas Barbara Van Auken, by her many years of efficient service as council member representing the residents of Peoria, has served as a member of the Redistricting Committee, Healthcare Committee, Renaissance Park Commission, and the Peoria Public Library Board of Trustees, among others, and has well earned the endless gratitude of the citizens of Peoria. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this City Council, on behalf of its members, the officials and employees of the City of Peoria, and the citizens of the community, do hereby express to Barbara Van Auken sincere and profound appreciation and thanks for her years of dedicated service as a Peoria City Council member. Be it further resolved that the Honorable Barbara Van Auken be presented this resolution, and this resolution be spread upon the permanent records of the City of Peoria, Illinois, attested to by the City Clerk.
My heartfelt thank you to, congratulations to Ashley and Ryan Spain. Good job. And the only thing left to say is I would like to give you the gift of time, which is all too precious today. So I will say nothing more than thank you.
Thank you. I got someplace to go. I'm busy on Tuesdays.
Some things are beyond words. He's been here for 20 years. He doesn't want to wait for me to read this whole thing. Whereas William R. Spears has served as council member for the City of Peoria, Illinois from May 1991 to May of 2013. And this year brings an end to 20 years of dedicated service by William R. Spears to the City of Peoria, during which he has given freely of his time in an unselfish effort and has demonstrated the highest ideals of public service by his dedication. And whereas William R. Spears, by his many years of efficient service as a council member representing the citizens of Peoria, has served as a member of the Metro Peoria Committee, Redistricting Committee, Intergovernmental Cooperation Committee, Fiscal Policy, Ways and Means Committee, Policies and Procedures Committee, Healthcare Committee, Tourism Reserve Fund, Neighborhood Development Commission, Illinois Municipal League Legislative Committee, Community Action Agency, Solid Waste Disposal Committee, and the GIS Policy Committee, among others, and has well earned the endless gratitude of the citizens of Peoria. Now, therefore, Be it resolved that this City Council, on behalf of its members, the officials and employees of the City of Peoria, and the citizens of the community, do hereby express to William R. Spears sincere and profound appreciation and thanks for his years of dedicated service as a Peoria City Council member. Be it further resolved that the Honorable William R. Spears be presented this resolution, and this resolution be spread upon the permanent records of the City of Peoria, Illinois, attested to by the City Clerk.
First of all, I enjoyed serving on every one of those committees except, which one was it? It was City Council. First of all, thank you, Mayor. I enjoyed every minute of it. I really did. It is going to be sad to be gone, except you're still going to see the smile on my face all night. But I first have to thank my wife and kids. Without their support, I couldn't have done it. And it really takes special people because they have to put up with it. You know, they're the ones, when you're at the store and somebody stops you, that have to stand there and listen just as much as I have to. They're the ones that run when the phone rings. They're the ones that don't want to go to the mailbox. They're the ones that don't want to answer the door. So really, they're the ones that really get the grunt of it. So I do appreciate it. I also want to thank my brothers who supported me all the way, even on the bad decisions that I made. And they told me. But I'll tell you, you know, without their support, you can't do it either. So it's very important. And really, most important, and I don't think anybody ever realizes this until you take that seat, is you have to thank the voters to come out and trust you every time because you're spending their money. And you have to remember that. It's their hard-earned money, and it's your decisions that make this community better. And that's what makes this job tough. And that's what puts the pressure on this job, is that you know that every day that you go out and work hard for the citizens, it's their money you're spending. And I hope that everybody remembers that. And I appreciate the 4th District for all that they have done for me and all the friends that I have gotten along the way. Thank you very much.
Whereas Dan L. Irving has served as council member for the City of Peoria, Illinois from May 2009 to May 2013, and this year brings to an end 4 years of dedicated service by Dan Irving to the City of Peoria, during which he has given freely of his time in an unselfish effort and has demonstrated the highest ideals of public service by his dedication. And whereas Dan Irving, by his many years of efficient service as a council member representing the residents of Peoria, has served as a member of the Redistricting Committee, Solid Waste Disposal Commission, Liquor Commission, and as Township Liaison, among others, and has well earned the endless gratitude of the citizens of Peoria. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this City Council, on behalf of its members, the officials, and employees of the City of Peoria, and the citizens of the community, do hereby express to Dan L. Irving sincere and profound appreciation and thanks for his years of dedicated service as a Peoria City Council member. Be it further resolved that the Honorable Dan L. Irving be presented this resolution, and this resolution be spread upon the permanent records of the City of Peoria, Illinois, attested to by the City Clerk. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate the kind words and the kind gesture that you gave to me. When I came into office 4 years ago, I took the time to say thank you to some people. And I want to, when I'm leaving this chamber tonight, I do want to take the time to say thank you. First and foremost, something that's very important to me is my faith. I have to say thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Faith's an important part of my life. I feel that as we move along, God tries to teach us a few things and change our direction and chart our course to try to make us better people. So I want to first give him all the honor and the glory. Secondly, sitting behind my desk is my mom and dad. And they were here 4 years ago for me, and I do appreciate them being here again tonight. And, you know, it's no secret of some of the problems I've had in my personal life the last couple of years. And I can tell you that my mom and dad were always there for me, every step of the way, no matter how big of a deal it was or how small of it was. And I'm the person I am today because of my folks, because of how they loved me when I grew up. My work ethic is the way it is because of the example that they showed to me. And I want to publicly let my mom and dad know that I love them, and I'm very thankful that you folks are here tonight, so thank you. Now, I said I wasn't going to get emotional, and there I blew it right there. Somebody else, there's 3 other people I need to say thank you to, and it's my kids. They're behind my chair, too. And, you know, Andrew, Bethany, and Emily, I am so proud of them. And Councilman Spears was right. I can't tell you the number of times I've been at Kroger getting groceries. We're in a hurry, somebody stops, wants to say something, and the kids are there. They're there listening. And they like live it with you when you're there. And I just want to let my kids know that I'm proud of them. My son is going to graduate from Dunlap High School in less than 2 weeks. My oldest daughter, Bethany, is a sophomore, and Emily is in 8th grade. And I am a blessed man to live with my kids, to be involved actively in their daily lives, and I am just thankful for it. And I want my kids to know publicly, I love all 3 of you very, very much. So thank you for being here for your dad. And I won't take up too much time, although this is a councilman's dream to have the mic and no timer, like Councilman Gully said. You know, this is where it's different. This is where the rubber meets the road around this horseshoe. It's when you get all the information and you can see all sides of the argument. And what used to be black and white now becomes a little bit gray. And as I look back on my 4 years, I tried to do my homework, I tried to ask the tough questions, and I tried to vote my conscience each and every time we had a vote come up. And I'll tell you, I'm going to be leaving here in a few minutes, and I have nothing to be ashamed of at how I conducted myself as a city councilman. I voted my heart. I did my best to represent the citizens of the 5th District and the rest of the city of Peoria. And finally, I'm going to cut this a little short as it's taken a little long. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to serve not only the residents of the 5th District, but also the rest of the people that live in the city of Peoria. And as I look around tonight, the horseshoe, and my colleagues, you know, we all have a memory of one another. It may not be a perfectly perfect memory, but I can tell you that all 11 of us rolled up our sleeves, got the job done for the people. We may not agree at the decisions, but we worked well together, and we got the job done the best way that we knew how. And this last 4 years, there were some crippling times that we went through that I've never seen in my lifetime. We had very, very difficult decisions to make, and I will tell you, I am privileged and proud to have served with the people that are sitting around this horseshoe. Finally, 4 years ago, I made a quote, wrote a quote in my speech from Grover Cleveland. And tonight, as I leave, I want to say one more thing that Grover Cleveland said. He was a president that served 2 non-consecutive terms. He didn't believe in playing politics, but one of his last quotes were, "I have tried so hard to do right." As a councilman, I tried to do my best. And once again, it has been a privilege to serve. I appreciate the opportunity to speak here this evening, and I just wish that God blesses each and every one of us. Thank you so much.
Well, as you know, every 4 years we swear in the mayor, the clerk, the treasurer, the township supervisor, the township assessor, and district council persons. 2 years later, we'll swear in the at-large council persons for their 4-year term. It's nice to see a sizable crowd here this evening to witness the swearing in, and I'm sure that there are a large number watching or listening at home too. On behalf of all the elected officials here this evening, I'd like to thank you all for being with us, and thank you for participating in the process. I'm confident that there's one thing we can all agree on tonight, and that's our desire to minimize voter apathy at the local level. Like most of you, we share your frustration with the seeming inability of legislators at the federal and state capitol to reach consensus for the good of the country. I believe the domino effect of that frustration is at the core of our local voter apathy. Realistically, though, local government is where government tends to work the best. Typically, response is quick because there's less bureaucracy to get through, and we interact with our constituents on a daily basis on the street, at work, and all around town. Those elected to fill these seats at the local level aren't here for glamour or wealth. We're all here because we care about our great city and want to work together to make it stronger. Like you, we're proud of Peoria, and we're honored to have been chosen to serve. We are your elected representatives. We are here to represent you. I urge you to continue to participate outside of the election process. We always need volunteers for our commissions, and there are an abundance of opportunities to play an active role in our community and thereby contribute to the well-being of this place that we call home. We are all blessed to live in the greatest country in the world, and we're doubly blessed to live in this community. A beautiful river, rich soil that produces crops that feed the world, a medical community boasting the University of Illinois College of Medicine, 3 excellent hospitals, including a level 1 trauma center and new world-class simulation and education center at Jump Trade, numerous and distinguished educational facilities, and among other exceptional businesses, we're home to Caterpillar's world headquarters, and we can't take any of these for granted. I am more than confident that this newly elected council will work hard for you. We may disagree from time to time, but we'll operate and debate professionally and provide you with a government at the local level that you can be proud of. Thanks again for being with us tonight, and with no further ado, it's now time to swear in our newly elected officials. And I would like to call our city clerk to the podium to be sworn in first. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Beth
Ball,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of City Clerk of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
of the office of City Clerk of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am honored to swear in the mayor for his third term, and okay.
Do you want to come up too?
I, James E. Artis III,
I, Jim Artis,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Mayor of the City of Peoria
of Mayor of the City of Peoria
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I call forward Denise Moore, council member of the 1st District. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Denise Moore,
I, Denise Moore,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of council member 1st District
of Council Member, 1st District
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I call forward Charles V. Grayeb to be sworn as the 2nd District Council member. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Charles V. Grayeb,
I, Charles V. Graham,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Council Member 2nd District
of Council Member 2nd District
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. I call forward Timothy Riggenbach to be sworn as the council member for the 3rd District. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Timothy D. Riggenbach,
I, Timothy Dale Riggenbach,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
of the United
of the
States
United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Council Member 3rd District
Council Member 3rd District
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. I call Jim Montalongo forward, the council member for the 4th District. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jim Montalongo,
I, Jim Montalongo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Council Member 4th District
Councilmember 4th District
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. I call Casey Johnson forward to be sworn as the 4th District Council Member. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Casey L. Johnson,
I, Casey L. Johnson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Council Member 5th District
of Council Member 5th District
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
of the City of Peoria, Illinois,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
This concludes this portion, but if you'll remain seated, we have some items of business that we need to take care of. Thank you.
1 year after I was born, in 1959, Dr. Stafford was selected to fill an unexpired 2-year term on the Peoria City Council. Dr. Stafford was the first African American to serve in that position in Peoria. Between then and now, there have been many other African American females that have run for a seat around this horseshoe, and it is on their shoulders that I am elected and sworn in today. I am told that Elise Allen, Martha Ross, Joyce Banks, Cartheta Welch, Gloria Castle Fitzgerald, Rita Ali, Patty Polk, and June Moore, and Janet Allen paved the way for my success. It is those women I thank today for having the courage to step out of the shadows. I want to thank my parents who instilled in me the desire to help others. I thank my husband for bearing with all of the late nights, lack of meals, and overdue laundry. I thank my daughter and grandson for understanding when mom couldn't be there each time for helping me stuff mailers and knock on doors. I thank all of my friends and family and volunteers from all over the city, and especially in the 1st District, who came together and provided an exhaustive list of help to my campaign. Volunteers too numerous to name, but forever appreciated. I will take this opportunity to mention two. Without Helen King beside me almost every day, and Jackie Petty for helping direct our activities, I doubt I would be sitting here today. We can be proud of the winds of change that are beginning to blow in the 1st District, but I believe we can do so much more. It starts with a vision, a different way of seeing things, a paradigm shift, where we no longer give up on people because of perceived social inequality, but we empower them, show them we care, create opportunities and marshal resources. Because the research shows that we are fooling ourselves if we think we can grow our city and improve our overall quality of life by ignoring underdeveloped areas. Together, we can do more. Moore is not just my last name. It really is a challenge for us to push ourselves beyond our comfort zones. I have been blessed with a diverse group of friends and supporters, prominent business people, public housing residents, high-rise apartment dwellers, all in the 1st District, all wanting to do more to uplift our community. And we can do more. I promise due diligence in representing your interests, making the best decisions on behalf of the entire district for the good of the city, and away from this horseshoe, residents will come to know, if they don't already know, that I have a lot of ideas about job creation, business development, neighborhood safety, community pride, and more. A new level of communication to the community begins today. My goal is to utilize the new Blaine Sumner Community Center and the Friendship House to be more accessible to the residents in those neighborhoods. You have told me that you want me to to first tackle the blight of vacant homes and slumlords in our community, and that is where I will start. You see, my agenda is not a black, white, single, married, business, or working class agenda. It is written by those I serve, and with your help, we can reach our goals together. I did not run for the purpose of becoming the first African American female to be elected to the City Council. However, it is not lost on me that it carries with it a degree of added responsibility. I hope this accomplishment will inspire another little girl to reach beyond the expectations of others, to inspire other women who may be suffering in silence to take the hand of those eager to help. As is it written in Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 and 4, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others. Thank you, First District, for electing me.
Mrs. June Grab, my mother, sits behind me, and my honorary campaign chairman, Bob Brandis, who is sitting behind me. Thank you for all your years of support. And I must echo the words of Denise Moore. Thank those people who work so hard, who are in this chamber tonight, my political supporters, my endorsers, Marvin Forsander Baird, putting up with me almost every day for about 9 or 10 months. Thank you very much for bringing me to this chamber tonight. Mayor Ardis, City Council members, and fellow citizens, I want to thank you for the privilege of being able to serve you for a 4th term of office, only this time in the capacity of 2nd District Councilman. I will be a councilman for all the people in all parts of the newly formed 2nd District. If you live in Hamilton Park, El Vista, or on the Sterling Corridor south of Newman Parkway, welcome to the 2nd District. I follow and build on the base formed by council members James Ardis, our current mayor's father, James Bateman, Gary Sandberg, Camille Gibson, Marcella R. Teplitz, and Barbara Van Auken, among others. But tonight, I want to share a few thoughts with all of you. There are many wonderful things happening in our city, but our city does have some troubles we're going to have to deal with. And everyone in this council chamber knows what these problems are. A lot of the problems are a direct result of the financial meltdown. Cuts had to be made and taxes raised. Ladies and gentlemen, we made too many cuts, and we're now reaping the bitter fruit of that season. Peoria tourniquet designed to stop the bleeding is inadequate. Major surgery is necessary. Every job which currently exists in our city, from PAWS to the Peoria Fire Department to Public Works to inspections, code enforcement, et cetera, are all vital to the public safety at this point. We are unable to adequately protect our city. For example, just looking at the Peoria Police Department, we primarily have reactive policing today. What we need are peace officers who largely prevent crime and prevent the criminal genie from leaving the bottle. We need to rebuild our force so we can field enough peace officers to serve and protect. We cannot allow the corrosive violence which has plagued this community for too long to continue, further desensitizing our children and our adults into thinking this is the new normal for Peoria. More foot and bike patrols, police cruisers driving slowly through our neighborhoods, thereby preempting much criminal conduct and warding off outside interferences from other cities. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a wish, this is what is required. Shortly after Election Day, I enjoyed a briefing by Councilmember Ryan Spain about the Police Embed program. More peace officers to serve and protect not our community, but their community. In the 2nd District, we must find the resources to repair aging infrastructure and create a channel of energy that may very well start on West Main Street and flow to all parts of the district and even down to the riverfront and the emerging warehouse district. An exciting corridor of energy where PhDs, creative entrepreneurs, artists, intellectuals, working people, and children live or visit. A city which must do a better job of preserving its history and promoting its heritage before it is too late. What many people do not understand is the direct connection between the preservation of our history and actual dollars and cents coming into our community through heritage tourism to help pay for our basic services and maintain a vibrant creative class. We must also look within our Peoria government organization and see why some of our employees are demoralized. Improved staff development and management can fix this. This is not rocket science. So let us begin to heal and problem solve, knowing that our city council leaders have been through a storm and that they have not had an easy time. My fellow council members, let us level with the people of Peoria if resources need to be reallocated to deal with these challenging areas. Let's trust the people. After all, our fellow Peorians are descended from those who endured many wars, defeated communism and fascism, conquered polio, put a man on the moon, and who now live with the specter of post-9/11 terror. In spite of the storm clouds which have always existed in the city, there is no better time to be alive in Peoria. Make no mistake about it, our best days are ahead, Mr. Mayor, and much is right with our city, and the heart of our people is strong and it's compassionate. To my fellow Peorians and to all who brought me to this chamber tonight, may God bless Peoria.
Councilman Riggenbach.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Congratulations to you, first of all, on your resounding reelection, and congratulations to all the newly elected council members as well. I want to begin by, first of all, thanking my wife for her love and understanding, not only during this recent campaign, but during the last 4 years. And when I wrote down the last 4 years, I had to kind of check myself, and it's more like 18 years. So, Barbara, I couldn't do what I do without your support, and I want you to know that. I also want to thank my family, and you saw that we're not exactly the Brady Bunch, but Irina, Mariah, Amanda, Moses, and Sam, thank you for understanding that Tuesdays are council nights, and then sometimes, like some of the others have said, those trips to Menards or Kroger's turn into council meetings as well. I have to admit, though, that I have found ways to get from Richwoods High School or Von Steuben or Hines relatively quickly when I need to get here for a council meeting. But, Chief, I'm always under the speed limit, I promise you. But probably the thing those 5 kids have taught me the most is that whatever I'm doing, I got to remember that I'm their dad first and foremost. So thank you guys for allowing me the opportunity to do this. And thank you to the voters of the 3rd District for their vote of confidence. It's very humbling, and I do take this very seriously. I have to pause for a minute and recognize my parents. They're no longer with us, but Dale and Lily Riggenbach taught their 4 kids a lot about going the extra mile for the people in need. And their loving example of caring for other people is something that I think my sister and my brothers and I have tried to live on. And if nothing else, I just want to recognize the example that they gave to us. My Aunt Marie is here with us tonight representing my dad's family. She's 92 years old and serves as the matriarch of the Riggenbach clan. My sister Carol and her husband Tim, my brother Ted and his friend Janet. And Janet's dad is another special addition to our extended family. Don Adams is going to be celebrating his 95th birthday on Thursday. So happy birthday, Don. What's that? My younger brother, Tom, is a teacher out on the Navajo Reservation, and he's not here tonight, but he's my political junkie brother. So Tom, I know, is probably going to be listening in on this later. I'm also particularly pleased that not only do I arguably have the oldest guests here today, with all due respect, I also have a couple of the guests who probably traveled the furthest. Barbara's parents, my in-laws, Fritz and Franny Folk, came all the way from Switzerland to be part of tonight's festivities. So, and I got to put a plug in for our sister city, Friedrichshafen, because they live in Schaffhausen, which is just across the lake from our sister city. So, herzlich willkommen. As I contemplated what to talk about tonight, it was clear I was going to go over my 5 minutes, and I know there's a lot of people and a lot of words to be said. I just want to say how proud I am to have been part of this council for the last 4 years and make some of those tough decisions. Balancing the budget without raising property taxes is not easy. Don't forget, while we were doing that, we hired a couple city managers. We organized the way the city does business into a much more efficient manner. And probably one of the things that Councilman Spain and I have worked with, and Councilman Spain, I got to give him the credit for spearheading this, is our residential police officer program. And that's something that's going to be up and running here yet this year. And what that means for each one of us is that there's going to be some targeted areas with police officers living in their neighborhood, the East Bluff being one of them. But that clearly means there will be more police officers on the street for all of us, and that's something that we are very proud of. I could go on talking about the EBNHS, the EVGC, the TBON, and a lot of those acronyms that we like to talk about. But I thought it would be more appropriate if I talk about what I really see as my role as a councilman. And that is, how am I using the influence that the voters have trusted me with?
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, this will probably seem very brief to you all. First of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Christina, and my 3 sons. They've always been so supportive of me in any of the endeavors that I've had, and I could not do it without them serving this capacity as city councilman. They've been there before, and really it's the families, and you've heard it throughout tonight, it's really the families that they put up a lot of sacrifices for us to be able to serve on the city council. I would also like to thank those people who supported me and helped me make it into this position of serving the people, especially Karen Disharoon, Steve Scheer, and the Pettys. I'm honored to be representing the people of Peoria again, this time as a district councilman. Some of you may remember I served 1 term as an at-large member, which just ended 2 years ago. My experience as an at-large district councilman will help me hit the ground running on many of the issues, and especially in the 4th district where I have lived for about the last 20 years. I always enjoy campaigning, the campaigning part of office, because it's on the doorstep where you learn from the people what's the most important thing to them. If there's a couple things that I heard time and time again as I was campaigning, it was the people want to see opportunities happen in Peoria, and they want safe neighborhoods. And the other part of it is they want it now. I look forward to helping the developments in the 4th district move forward quickly, and to working with the neighborhood leaders so that our neighborhoods remain solid and robust as they grow older. I plan to meet with my constituents on a regular basis. I plan to host monthly meetings in the 4th district, much like the ones that Councilman Turner and I started when I was an at-large councilman, and now that Turner and Weaver still host today. The city of Peoria has some of the best workers. They're well-trained and competent people, and I look forward to working with them, because it is through our staff that our ideas become reality. I am enthused and look forward to working with my colleagues on this council to build a better Peoria, and it starts today. right here, right now. Thank you.
Councilman Johnson.
Thanks. I'd like to thank the retiring council people and the current council people for getting us to the point we're at. I think also with the mayor and Treasurer Nick Teen's guidance, that has really helped us to be able to take office tonight and take over a pretty good situation. I'd also like to thank city staff. I know they're going to be supporting and answering a lot of questions that I know a couple of us may have. So I look forward to building relationships with everybody around the Horseshoe and here at City Hall. Voters, I guess where to start, right? That for me, it's not a secret that we had a very grassroots campaign. We knocked on tons of doors, made tons of phone calls, and it worked. That's why I'm sitting here. So I want to thank all of the voters who went out on April 9th and checked the box next to my name. You know, the volunteers that we got for a first-time campaign were immeasurable. The weekend before the election, we had 25 people out. We were really, really excited. So I'd like to thank everybody who supported in any way they did. Last, I would like to thank my mom, dad, and brother. They're sitting over here just for supporting me from when I didn't know what I was doing until today, which some would argue I may not know what I'm doing. So I'd like to thank my sister-in-law, Melissa Ernest, who's here. She's given a lot of free babysitting during these last 4 months for different events we've attended. So Melissa, thanks for your support. And most importantly, my wife, who is sitting behind me. I have a quick story to share. After the election was over, you know, what's next? So that Wednesday morning, well, we had a trip scheduled to New York City for the first time, the big city. It was last weekend, and an issue came up within the 5th District, and during our vacation, we were out 3 days, I got 70 phone calls. I said, I guess it doesn't start May 7th, it starts right now. So that speaks a lot to the constituent service. I called every person back. I wanted to make sure that we got a hold of them, left them a message, sent emails. You know, very simple. You know, I promise you that over the next 4 years, I'll earn your respect and trust by simply doing what I did during the campaign. It was working as hard as I could and just being there for people. So I promise I won't let anybody down. Thanks.
My comments will be brief as well. As I'm sitting up here listening, which is nice to have an opportunity not to be taking notes, but to actually listening and speaking instead of speaking, and listening to this group of officials speak from their heart about the passion that we all feel when we sit around here. It's very, very encouraging, and I am so forward looking to serving with this group. This is has the makings of a very strong group. I've never felt stronger sitting in this seat than having these two guys on both of my wings. I have Pastor William Preston on one side and Pastor John King on the other, and you kind of feel like this is pretty good. I wish I could talk you guys into the second and fourth Tuesdays every year. The other thing that struck me when I was sitting here was the 3 most important women in my life are all here tonight at the same time. And it's my wife and my daughter and my mom. And I really, really appreciate them sitting through another swearing-in ceremony to be with me here tonight, because I love them all very deeply. And along with my 2 sons, Michael and Daniel, who can't be here tonight, it really, as everyone has spoken to, the importance of family and the ability that they give us to do our jobs because of their support, no matter how good the day was or how bad the day was or how bad somebody in the media wanted to bust your chops. When you go home, that's why they call it home, because they're there and they love you unconditionally. And it's a very good feeling. I just want to say again, and I did notice one other person here too, former elected Les Bergson is with us tonight. Les, I'm sorry I missed you earlier, but Les Bergson's here. And yeah. So Cheney Chamberlain from the mayor and council office and Kate Green did all the work today with some help from other staff and folks around this building, and they just did an awesome job of preparing tonight so it could be special for everyone. And they did that on top of still answering the phones and doing all the work that they need to do in our offices to keep things going. So I wanted to thank them. And you know, I'll just close and say I really do look forward to serving with this new council. I think the citizens of Peoria will be proud of the work that gets done up here. You know, contrary to anything that was said, the sky is not falling in Peoria. We have a very strong city manager and staff that are doing an outstanding job and giving the council very, very good information upon which to make decisions. And the 10 council members and myself will take that information and make the best decisions that we can for everyone. And I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to serve the citizens of this community for another term.